Well, folks, it's time for another unnecessarily late drinks video from your good buddy JM. This time around, it's going to be the lemonade beverages I mentioned back in December. I went and re-listened, I re-listened to it because I was doing other things while I had it on in the background as audio. I think I might have had a cold or something when I was doing that. Hopefully, I don't sound quite as stuffed up. But the one I'm talking about is the Belvoir organic ginger soda, ginger beer, whatever it was called. And at the time, I had mentioned that the same company makes a couple of flavors of lemonade, which I've got here. There's one that's like just elderflower lemonade, which is kind of interesting. And then they have this other one that's elderflower and rose, they call it. Gonna try to hold both of them up here for the thumbnail shot. But anyway, that's about as good as I'm gonna get it. But anyway, these are pretty good. I'm kind of a lemonade fan too, and these are actually, pretty good takes on it. I'm not really sure what the elderflower and or rose is supposed to add to these things, but I still think they're pretty good. These do not say that they're organic or anything on them, but they're certainly interesting stuff. This one that says it's got the rose in there says it's 1% juice. This one that is just the elderflowers doesn't say anything about juice content, but that's fine by me. It's not exactly health food here because there's got 25 grams of sugar in there, which is probably not exactly the best sort of beverage for someone in my particular condition to be sucking down, but there you go. Now I'm probably going to be finishing one of these before the other, and it's probably going to be this one because they have use-by dates on them. This one says it was actually supposed to be expired last December, and if I remember the dates on them correctly, this one says next December, which kind of odd, but there you go. So anyway, this is going to be the just a regular elderflower one here. You can kind of tell it screws up the white balance there because it's got such a plain label on there. But these are interesting British labels on there. Not necessarily if it's imported directly from the UK or if we make it here, but it's an interesting thing. I think it's actually made or manufactured here in the States using the Belvoir Fruit Farms recipe. But anyway, get this done here. Like before, it says it's lightly carbonated or gently bubbling, and yeah, but you can kind of see that there. It's this is actually rather clear stuff. Gently bubbling with real English elder flowers. I'll have to refresh my memory as to what exactly that's supposed to bring to the beverage, but well, that's it's I don't know. It's not quite as tart. It's got a little some kind of different flavor there. Not quite sure how to describe it, and it's Not quite as tart as I prefer my lemonade, but it's still good stuff. But yeah, yeah. I mean, that's certainly good for good for if you're looking for something different to like serve at a party or something. Excuse me, or if you're just looking for a change. Probably should have had a place to put that before I started recording, but I'm not exactly the most professional video guy here, and I'm sure it shows. But anyway, this is the elderflower and rose one here. Now, this is supposed to have two. Excuse me. Professional as always, right? Excuse me. But this is supposed to have 2 additional flavors. In addition to the lemonade. And quite frankly, I've well, it's been when I was a kid. I think I tried something that was supposed to be rose flavored, and didn't really know what roses were supposed to taste like then. And here I am, 35 years later, still can't remember. So anyway, get the other glass up here. But yeah, once it gets up there, you're gonna see this is a little redder in color, which is, I suppose, to be expected. But yeah, otherwise the clarity and fizz are about the same. Between the two, you can sort of tell. I have to see what the what the rose is supposed to bring to this, other than the red, somewhat redder color. But yeah, well, it's a little sweeter than the just straight up elderflower one, which I guess is okay. But I mean, as far as these lemonades they make, they're okay and everything, but yeah, they're good if you're like trying to do a fancy like UK or English themed party or something, and you want to like serve something that's kind of different or unique or something. This might be the thing to go for, but gotta say, as far as these Belvoir Fruit Farms stuff, I've got to say I think I actually prefer their ginger beer to their lemonades, which is not necessarily a bad thing, but it's an okay thing. But if you're gonna get this brand, I think the thing you're probably gonna want is the ginger beer, which is actually the it's like I was saying back in December, it's kind of a strong flavor, but that's actually kind of how I like it. So I mean, this is okay for lemonade, but I think I prefer my lemonade to be somewhat more tart than this is. So yeah, I'd say go for it if you're looking for something different, or are having like kind of a theme party or something for this kind of thing for like British goods. Um, but yeah, it's okay, but not great, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Um, Now, hopefully, I'll be able to get to the other stuff I've got on hand in a somewhat more reasonable hour, and we'll be able to speak more coherently about them. And hopefully, I'll be able to also keep up the pace I have been here recently, because it's kind of nice to get these things out more than like once a month. It'd be great if I can do these things like twice a month and actually get them out, somewhat more decent rate. But anyway, hopefully I'll be able to do that. I'll see you when I see you with, hopefully something that's a little more satisfying and, at least as refreshing as, these lemonade beverages. So until then, enjoy the beverages, and I will see you when I see you. Have a good night, everybody.